All right, guys, really quick, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the advantages of using a hinge release and the advantages of using a button release, and then just a couple quick little things, pro tips, I guess you could say, on how to properly use the both of them. So first things first, we have the all new Ultra View Button 2 here. A button release, especially, an elevated button release. There's all sorts of button releases. There's beginner levels, and then there's more advanced ones like this. A button release is obviously a handheld release, and it is the first release that someone will gravitate to after using a wrist release trigger, just a regular trigger wrist release. So advantages to doing from a trigger release to a handheld button release is it can enhance how you shoot. A button like this, a high-end button like UV button, is very adjustable. You can fine-tune it exactly how you want, the amount of tension, the amount of travel, and the barrel positioning how you want, in addition to 2, 3, and 4 finger. So it's more customizable to your shot. However, I did a big presentation about this earlier. We're here at SCHEELS University. Equipment can only enhance your shot. It can never just automatically make you better. It can enhance the type of shooter that you are. And if you are a good shooter and you're working up to getting better, it absolutely can enhance it. However, if you're stuck in a rut and you can't figure it out and you're like, I'm just going to buy a bunch of stuff and hopefully it's going to fix me, that's not the best route to go. So that's the number one thing. A basic trigger release shooter that's maybe been shooting it forever and they're looking to get a button release, I would just for sure ask yourself, am I wanting to elevate my archery game to learn how to use a button release? Or am I just looking to buy something that maybe will just make me a better archer? The latter of those questions isn't the correct one. But first couple things on how to properly shoot a button release. So of course it's handheld. First important thing is how to hold it. You want to make your hand super flat back on the back right here. You don't want it to be super tight, super knuckly. You also don't want it to be all the way out on the tippy tips of your fingers like that. So you're going to find it fitting right nicely in the cradle. That is the money spot right there. That's where you want to be. Everything in archery, you don't want to use a lot of muscles. You don't want to be tense. You don't want to be tight. So having it in a just very natural position with some tension on it, just like that, is how you're going to want it. So that's step number one, is actually how to properly hold it. Step number two is you can adjust this barrel any way you want. Any sort of release, button release, you should be able to adjust this barrel position in and out, up and down, however you want. And you're going to find when you're in that position, wherever your thumb naturally lays to where you have a little bit of meat on it. You don't want to set it up to where just the very tippy tip of your thumb is on it. You want to have a decent amount on it. So once you have that set up, how I like to do it, I'll explain how I do it. As soon as you get on target, you anchor, look through your peep sight, you're going to want to swing your thumb around to engage with the trigger. You want a little bit of pressure on it right away, because with releases, you technically never stop moving to initiate and to engage the release. When you become static or you swing around and punch it really fast, that's where target panic starts to creep in. That's where things just fall apart. So what I like to do right off the gate is just to get on it, get a little bit of pressure on it. And you're aiming, you're relaxing, you're gaining pressure, you're pushing and pulling, and it's supposed to surprise you. The shot's supposed to surprise you because you already have a little bit of pressure already on the barrel. And as you relax and as you push and pull, it fires automatically. And the number one important thing there is that you don't have a tight tension on the release. It's nice and relaxed, sitting in that valley, and you can just relax it until it fires. So hinge release, this is the all new Hinge 3. A hinge release is fantastic for target archery. It's also fantastic as a training tool. So it's a fantastic training tool to have your shot timing be repeatable. You have about a 3 to 5 second window of being the strongest and the steadiest after you anchor and you look through your peep sight. So having a hinge release with a click inside of it is actually a fantastic training tool. Let me find the click one. Okay, this is the click one. So hinge release, if you guys don't know, it's a handheld release, so I'm not going to explain how to hold it again. You're going to hold it very similarly, but it's worked. There's no buttons, there's no triggers, there's nothing like that. It's totally on rotation. So when you pull the release back, you are going to want a little bit more pressure on your index, your middle finger, and your thumb on this thumb pad, just to ensure that you get the release fully back to full draw. So we're going to pull this release back. And what you're going to do, again, you're going to be moving. You have to move to make the release go. I don't care what sort of release it is. You're going to be full draw, look through the peep sight, pin on the target. You're going to start rotating. It should click. That click should happen about 1 second after you get the peep sight and the pin on the target. It's going to click, which all that tells you is I'm at the right spot at the right time, and we're just going to continue the shot. That's all a click is. So once we get there, peep sight, pin on target, click, we're going to keep pulling, we're going to keep rotating, and boom, it fires a super, super surprise shot. Final thing here, use cases of a hinge release. If you are very skilled with a hinge release and want to shoot with it, absolutely feel free. What I will say though, if you just pick one of these up and you just mess around with it, having stress-induced situations can make it difficult to shoot a hinge release perfectly every single time. So if you do choose to hunt with one, make sure that you're well-versed with it, you train with it, and you know what you're doing with a hinge release. And it can be incredibly dangerous in the woods, but it's a fantastic training tool for proper form and proper timing. A button release is good for anything. It's good for target archery. It's good for hunting in the woods. You can set this up, put it on your D-loop, hang it on a bow hook. It's fantastic. It's ready to go. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of just a couple little tips on hinges and button releases.